Segregation is a method which is used to separate people based on their racial, ethnic, national, religious, or linguistic background. In North Macedonia, segregation is still very much present, especially within the schools and the educational centers. Let's explore why this segregation happened and why it's still going on, what problems it causes to the groups most affected by it, and how it is perpetuated. North Macedonia is a country in which several different ethnicities exist, all of which have led to the country having a rich and varied culture. However, many of these groups have also seen discrimination based on their ethnic background. Our main focus will be on the Albanian and Roma communities and how various factors keep these groups segregated in the country's educational system. The original tensions between ethnic Macedonians and Albanians dates back to post-World War II, when Yugoslav authorities recognized Macedonia as a nation, but only recognized Albanians as a nationality, thus limiting their rights. This continued even after Macedonia gained independence, as Albanian rights were still limited by the new constitution. Roughly a decade later, an insurgency began which ended with the Ohrid Framework Agreement, which saw minority rights increase. Many Albanians are still doubtful as to how effective the agreement was, seeing as Albanian majority areas and schools still receive a lack of funding and proper administration compared to the Macedonian majority areas. When it comes to the Roma, prejudice ranges from housing to employment to education. Roma communities are poorly financed and they have significant administrative barriers placed upon them. All of this has led to them receiving substandard education and having a significant dropout rate. This makes it hard to find well-paying jobs, adequate housing and medical care. Parents thus struggle to provide financially for their children, leaving them in an endless cycle of difficulty. Schools justify segregation by claiming it actually reduces ethnic tensions. They create measures that limit student interaction to the absolute minimum. Students study in different parts of the building, during different times, or even in completely different buildings altogether. This is not effective. Many of these students don't have much of a chance to interact with different ethnicities outside of school, thus creating prejudice against those different from them. While it seems impossible, segregation can be combated. The enrollment of Roma children in schools is on the rise, and tensions between Macedonians and Albanians is on the decline. Schools and the government need to revise their segregation policies, while on a societal level, we must make an effort to learn about different ethnicities and rid ourselves from ignorance. That's all from me, but before we finish, I'd like to ask your opinion on these questions. Have you yourself ever faced any type of discrimination or segregation in the educational system in this country? And what are some ways we can effectively combat segregation in and out of the schools?